Last week we interrogated the various ways in which we learn, from reading and researching, to watching videos, to attending lectures and seminars, to discussing and debating online and in class, to making things.
Hi everyone. So what was I showing you there? Well, that was a short clip from the second teaching video that I ever made. It was in 2013, and in a sense it was my first real teaching video. I'd done the welcome video, but that was automatically captured by a camera on a theme park right on the Gold Coast. So this was my very first time in front of the digital camera, and my first time being filmed in many years in front of any camera. I must have thought to myself, I'm going to be doing a lot of these videos sitting in my living room talking to my camcorder, so I'm going to go out in the sun, take Tiff for a quick walk, and do a bit of a different introduction for students in week 1. Well, I learnt something really special through this exercise, and it wasn't just that I can't do something in one take usually.
Another thing we did was explore and critique the Media Studies 2.0 approach, and we reflected... Oh, it's alright, come here. It's okay.
The thing that I really learned through making this video was something that I wasn't aware of during filming, and even after I edited and uploaded it onto YouTube, I still didn't know. I noticed that whenever I showed this part of the video to a group of people, several people in the room would always chuckle when they saw Tiffany disappear at the bottom of the frame and then another very similar looking dog appear from the left-hand side. And I figured out that the audience members thought that I'd set this up, that I intentionally made this seem like a joke. And that's one of the great things about making media, in that your audience actually generates as many meanings as you do. So what I learned from this little example of Tiffany sort of disappearing and then reappearing, and the way many viewers have interpreted this, is the serendipitous nature that creating media content can have, particularly in video form, but also when making media in other ways. I've found the same experience in many different ways throughout the years, so if you leave yourself open to the possibilities, you explore the options available to you, and you make the most of the opportunities that you have, you'll find that amazing things can happen. Creativity leads to sometimes unexpected, but always highly valuable outcomes, and I strongly encourage you to keep that in mind. I wanted to emphasise this here before I move on to talking about Creative Commons. As you've seen in all the content that I've made so far, whether they be study notes or videos or something else, I go by the rules that I set you in assessment. I make my own content, and every now and then I also draw on Creative Commons. I actually don't need to talk much about that in this video this week, because you need to watch the amazing conversation that I had with Astrid Bobble, Deakin University's copyright manager. It's great stuff, do not miss that. You also have a document that Astrid put together that gives you more than enough details to get you thinking about this, and also putting into practice some of the ideas, as I've mapped out in the study notes. Make some media and use these two different forms. Make some of your own content for sure, but practice using Creative Commons. As I've noted elsewhere, I've only met a few students who've ever really known what it was, and it's so important, so valuable. So I'm not going to dwell on this topic as part of this video, and you'll have another Getting Practical with Digital Media video that'll cover Creative Commons. But I do want to spend a minute or two here to once again appeal to you to be active and engaged online. Participation is so important, I cannot emphasise it enough. And just so you don't feel that I'm picking on you, and to show you that I do tend to repeat myself in seminars and also in my videos on this, I thought I'd use a couple of my appeals from previous years. If you're doing a unit on digital media, you need to use it. The idea of just studying it, and that you can do so without actually engaging with it in a practical manner, is, I would argue, completely flawed. I understand that there is an element of anxiety when it comes to using digital media for many people. Everyone is starting from a different level of digital knowledge and literacy, so everyone will get something different out of the unit. I've seen some students, and it's usually admittedly a minority of students, who do amazingly well, who get so much out of the unit, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they've got it out of assessment, although that is a big part of it. They are active, they're engaged, and they get involved. They start a following, they start accruing a following, and that kind of thing will last much longer than this unit, much longer than their degrees. The most important people are not your teachers in a big way, they are actually your peers, because when you go into the workforce, they are going to be the people in the media and cultural industries around you. So you're actually developing that kind of online, authentic online persona now, and that's really important. And I encourage you to think through that carefully. Read the assessment instructions carefully as well. Your overall online activity and engagement is important in this unit. It's the whole point of the unit, and I look forward to seeing what you make of it. See you soon.